All right. So I was out of town last week, so I'm not caught up on what's happening in the world. Chuck, you tell me what's been happening in America while I was gone.
I would argue that you're more caught up on what's going on in the world than most of the world based on where you were last week. Yes. I started my first week off from school because I'm a teacher and that's great. I'm working on my yard and the news feels foggy and ambiguous. So did you miss anything? Probably. But did I miss anything? Probably, because everything's just a muddled mess right now. Everyone's talking about this stupid reflecting pool and is there vandalism? Is there not vandalism? Whatever, which is a great smokescreen for whatever is really going on. It's a great distraction instead of talking about Iran. But when you hear about Iran, you hear, oh, they walked out of the talks. Oh, this isn't serious. Oh, the 60 days isn't going to last. And JD Vance comes out and says, yes, they walked out of the talks. Then they walked back in. We're dealing with a hostile force. They're arguing amongst themselves. They keep telling us it's going to be ugly. But every time it gets a little bit ugly, everyone's like, oh, you don't have a real deal. You guys suck. Trump sucks. So that's what the news feels like right now, a foggy mess of ambiguous bullshit.
Well, I mean, let's cut through the bullshit and let's talk about what's really, really important. The reflecting pool.
Hey, man, if people are vandalizing it, yeah, I mean, like TDS gets elevated that far that they're actually dumping more algae into a thing that's going to make a ton of algae in the first place, or tearing up the thing, or writing 86. You see the 8647 graffiti in it? I finally saw the picture. It looks like somebody just smeared it into the algae. That's not vandalism. That's just, I mean, honestly, if I hated Donald Trump, that's an easy thing to do while I'm sitting there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I remember making a joke. I remember making a joke. It was during Biden. We had some friends in from Spain, and a whole bunch of us got together, and we went to DC. And I said to my friend, I told her, I said, look at this reflecting pool. I can't even see my reflection in it because I was so appalled by the algae. And she corrects me. She's like, yeah, no, you're not supposed to be able to see your reflection. It's that you're supposed to be able to reflect upon. I was like, oh, okay. And then I chuckle a couple years later, and the algae becomes a thing. And the reason why the algae becomes a thing because hey, whoa, pay attention over here, pay attention over here. It never ceases to amaze me. People who have PhDs in front of their names, like, oh my God, look how stupid the president is with the reflecting pool. Meanwhile, they're missing so much in the back. Like, it's so amazing. Like, I'm waiting for people to start firebombing Teslas again. I'm just waiting for climate
No,
people to start firebombing Teslas again.
no, they're full on protesting the reflecting pool. Have you seen the people out there that are now like save the algae, or they're on the side of algae now? Just, I mean, that's how bad it is.
Right before we started filming, I saw an undercover guy catching somebody who was doing
Yeah.
like up to the minute they're going after. Well, you know what the thing is it just gather them all right there. Right where they all are. Right where they all are.
It's an
You
Antifa
know,
trap.
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Paying no attention to what's really happening in the world.
Yeah.
Which is incredible to me. All right,
But
let's
hold
talk
on, before
about
now,
this.
one more thing on the
Mhm.
pond. The reflecting pool. I want to say this because this, if anybody, here's the problem with the TDS left. They, or even like the people we think are normal, intelligent people, they're like, oh, I just hate Donald Trump. And they can't listen to anything that he's got to say. So they hate Trump and they vote against Trump, but they're really probably modern Republicans. You know, those
Mhm.
people.
Mhm.
So they're like, um, they don't know him, they don't listen to him, and they definitely don't know what his products are like. So I happen to do know what his products are like. So when people are saying that, oh, he's so stupid. He doesn't know how to renovate a pool. He thinks he can get this done better than Barack Obama because Barack Obama's God. And why would he paint this blue and blah, blah, blah. Have you ever seen any of his properties? Have you ever stepped foot on a Trump country club or in Trump Tower? I have. Everything is fucking perfect. There is nothing out of not and everything's clean. I go into the bath. I literally was at the Trump Country Club last weekend, and I'm at the sink. This is me. I'm at this. I'm Barbie. I'm at the urinal, right? And the tile goes up so far, and you got a wall like a normal like bathroom wall, right? So on that edge of the tile, I went like, just let me see, and I rubbed my finger on like I white glove tested. No dust. So you're going to tell me if that's the standard he sets for what he puts his mind to, what he works on, that he didn't think of what kind of paint or sealant or whatever was gone into it, you really think that? That's
Look,
bullshit.
man,
Mm,
before I ever associated Donald Trump with the reflecting pool, I watched his golf tournaments, right? I watched his golf
Which is
tournaments,
a
and I
funny
would
way to
sit there.
put it.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, I'd be like, man, look, there's a Escalade in the middle of the water.
Mm,
You know, like they literally have full size trucks just hanging out in the middle of the water. People are like, dude, that's nothing. I could do it. But the point is that that's the kind of care that the man takes.
right.
And now everyone's focusing on the reflecting pool. Why? Because they're so dumb. I'm sorry, they're so dumb. They're so stupid that they're missing the Tulsi drops last week.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that works to the left's advantage. They're not missing stuff. Of course they're missing it, but that's what the left wants. Oh, reflecting pool, not Dr. Anthony Fauci is the greatest mass murderer in all of history.
he's the most prolific serial killer in history. And I've been saying it for years, and I've been getting attacked for years, and I've been consistent. I've been consistent. Is that we know that this guy is a mass murderer, and a lot of us lost people. A lot of us
Hmm.
lost people. I've already been to a few dedications to folks that we lost during COVID. Either by vax or by ventilator.
Yeah.
you know and the thing is that people are like, oh, it's so ridiculous, it's so stupid, I don't believe that it was people doing it on purpose. They sat there and they watched literally the whole world get shut down. They
Ah,
watched the whole world get shut down, and that's beyond. But and they had their logic reversed on vaccines. If you don't get the vaccine, you're harmful to the people with the vaccine. It's completely reverse logic. And that was one of the ways that you can sit there and be like, man, this is bullshit. And people are so stupid. People are so stupid. They're like, I know I thought this way before, and carbon
mm,
dioxide bad too. It is amazing how they just flip people around and people say stupid stuff. Stupid stuff.
Power of the media
Sorry.
is insane. Someone put up a montage of reporting from March, April 2020, whatever, and I'm like, I can't even listen to it. It's kind of like listening to Kamala Harris, who's also been making the rounds and is impossible to listen to. It's just like,
Mhm.
I can't believe that people stomached this stuff and went along with it. It's just,
So, but let's be honest, because here's the thing. Is when COVID first happened, you probably wore masks. I wore masks. I was like, wait a minute, this is a little cautious, and some people are like, dude, I knew right away. And those people
no,
are
5 minutes.
also morons. They're
Yeah.
also morons. Those people just happen, even a blind squirrel finds a nut, even a broken clock is right twice a day. They happen to hit on something because everything, no, no, no. And they make
They
the
just,
rest of us look
they want to
stupid.
say, they're smart and they're the best and they were there first. That's all that is.
But the
Yes, I
thing is
wore,
that they
yeah, I
were
was
there
scared at the
first.
beginning
They
too,
were
like
there
everybody
first.
else.
Yeah, they were there first. That's true. But the thing is, it's not because they were intelligent. Most intelligent people sat back and were like, wait a minute, this is a little messed up. This never happened in my life
Yeah.
before. I'm going to wear this mask. I'm going to check it out. And then as the story started to unwind, the
Yep.
story is what made us say no. When all of a sudden, all this stuff that made no sense was being pushed regularly, you know, I got banned off of Twitter and I'd never even tweeted before.
That was hilarious. I remember you telling me about that. That's great.
Twice. Two different Twitter accounts.
Hmm.
The first one I had one tweet. It said, I don't know what I'm doing. That was my only tweet. Boom. Second one, I didn't even tweet and they banned me before it even started. That's the kind of stuff that was going on.
Yeah, Jack Dorsey was the best, wasn't he?
And now you know that I had a little bit of an inside line on what was happening with the elections, because, I was, my uncle was working on that stuff right away. My
Hmm.
uncle was working on that stuff right away. November 2020, I was screaming about the elections because I had my uncle like, yeah, I'm working. I mean, he
Yeah.
was working with Bannon, he was working with Rudy, he was working with all those people, So I had, and I can kind of talk about this a little bit more now, so I had that access to that kind of stuff right away. So that really allowed me to be like, okay, yeah, this is a bunch of malarkey. I hate that Biden took that. I used to use that word. Biden took that from me.
Yeah, he wrecked it. I mean, he put it on a bus, didn't he? No malarkey. Like, why are you
Mhm.
doing this? It just made it worse for him. Yeah.